Oh, he has a follow-up as well, Skip does. It's
Okay.
did you learn anything good writing slash performing tips from the tour or from Bert specifically?
The thing that Bert told me, and this was when we were in Lexington, and this was before me and Bert actually have the same management now. And
Ah.
this was before that. In Lexington, this was before that. And he told me, he was like, if you're going to be, and I was featuring for him, he was like, if you're going to be out here working the road like this and not moving to New York, not moving to LA, he's like, you got to be writing all the time. He said, because what happens to guys on the road is they get their hour. Their hour is great. They tell it everywhere. They never write any new jokes. And then by the time it's time for them to start writing new jokes, they've not been working that muscle that they had built up to write those jokes. So now they're like a newbie trying to write jokes again. And he's like, it's important to always be writing. I think that's the biggest thing I learned from Bert. I mean, what Bert has, in my opinion, is not something that can be learned or taught. I mean, he just has a real ability to be this likable party guy that people want to hang with, they want to party with, they want to hear his stories. I think he's a great storyteller, and it's fun to watch him tell those stories. But yeah, I don't know that you could take what Bert has and teach to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
guy, I mean, when he would start, he would do an hour 15 every night, and when he would do the and that's another thing. I mean, we did a 90-minute show. I did 15 minutes. He did an hour 15. That's what I want to do. I get a little bored of the same routine of host, feature, headliner, because I don't want people doing that much time on my show, because I want it to be my show. I'm there to put on a thing. And if I give 45 minutes of 90 minutes up to someone else, it's barely my show. By the time I hit the stage, they're already dropping the checks, and I'm just kind of winding them down. I want to do so. What my plan is to get to that place where I'm doing an hour 15 and my opener does 15. That's what I'd love to do. But I mean, when he would start that machine story, we're like an hour and 5 into the show, and he would say, he would start it how he starts it. Went to college at Florida State and got involved with the Russian mafia. I mean, the sound the audience made was unbelievable. One time I was behind him in Dallas, like behind a curtain, and I almost could feel the sound.
Oh
When people
my.
started to cheer for that, you could like feel it, like a wave hit you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Bert's just amazing on social media. He really works it. He's always working. I mean, he would do a video, and then we would go back to the bus, and he would be drunk editing a video that he was going to post. I mean,
Wow.
he's into it.
But it shows
He's com-
that's why he's one of those guys though that like just stayed consistently grinding, consistently working and being consistently funny, and it paid off in the long term. It's not the road a lot of especially younger comics want to hear, that oh, you mean he just paid his dues and kept honing his craft and one day it paid off, like a few decades later, but he really is an example of that.
Yeah, he was on the road so much, and he told me that he just works, right? He works. Like when we drove from Ottawa to Indianapolis, that's a really long drive, and it was a snowstorm, and we were in a bus, so it was even longer than normal. We stayed up really late. Everybody was drinking, partying, and then he got up and called in to Bob and Tom, the radio station there, even though both of his theater shows in Indianapolis were already sold out. Like he still did it. Like he works hard. And that's what, he worked the road for a long time. And it's like, that's what a lot of people, I think, just forget about. They forget about the fact that, you have to work. It doesn't end. I mean, for me, when things really started to pick up, I'm working harder than ever. Like, I got an agent booking for me. I got managers setting things up. I got information coming at me like never before. but I'm working harder than ever. I got more people helping me carry the load, and I still have more to do.
Hey, Hot Brethren and Sistren, if you love comedy as much as we do here at Hot Breath, click the subscribe button to join the Hot Breathiverse, and then watch more videos to get even more comedy tips. Hot Breath.